Check one, check two. I'm not here to be perfect. I'm here to be present, to speak, to be heard, to heal, and maybe, just maybe, to set someone else free. There are people who walk into your life and baptize more than your body. They awaken your soul. For me, one of those people is my friend, Bridgette McFarlane. I met her about 24 years ago, which seems so wild, especially since I'm about to age backwards on my birthday, y'all. I'm just letting you know right now. Forever 28, okay? More to come. Anyway, when I was 21, I worked in a department store in the mall, and she came to my register, a single mom with her 2 children in tow. Now, what you don't know, what she didn't know, is that prior to her visit, on several different days, I had been invited to church while I was at work by individuals and even a group of people. Evangelism was in the air. So when she left with her purchase and stopped in the middle of the walkway, only to turn around, pause, and head back my way, I just knew that she too was going to invite me to attend church. Well, she didn't disappoint. She even got my number. I happily gave it to her, and each time she called, I answered. And each time she invited me to church, I said no, or not this time. I had my own church after all. Well, she visited me again at the store with a clever little invitation that I think to this day I still regret not attending. There was this tiny vinyl record announcing a singles party with a 50s theme, I think. It was so cute. Anyway, I did get a chance to see pictures from that party, and like I said, regret. Well, Bridgette was persistent. She didn't let any of my not this times persuade her. She offered another invitation, explaining that her church was having a special evening service. They met at the Sheraton 4 Points Hotel on the corner of Hillsborough Avenue and Orient Road, which is actually the current location of the Hard Rock Casino. Anyway, members of her congregation would do evangelical invites, only to find that some people were already committed to their own church. So they decided to do a little church swap. It was basically, I'll go to yours if you come to mine, since that was a theme that they often encountered. So I told her that I had a church home and she knew it was predominantly black. She'd always wanted to attend one. Now, I don't know how tall she is, but she's short. Blonde, blue eyes. Yep, you got it. Well, the Sunday in question, I was working, and it was probably like a 12 to 5 shift. So I knew that there were 2 services, one early in the morning and a later service, but if I went to that, I would be late to work. And I didn't really feel comfortable sending her without me for that earlier service. Plus, with 2 toddlers, it was a bit too early to rise. But I agreed to meet her at her church. She was serving in the children's ministry at the time, so I went to the classroom after service was over, and let me tell you, her face lit up so bright. Probably to date, I don't know that I'd ever seen someone that was so happy to see me. So she invited me to lunch, her treat, and we met other singles there. They asked me about my experience with the service and got to know me, and eventually she asked me to study the Bible. Well, I had such a great time. I thought she was so genuine and loving, and I love the Bible, so of course I was interested in diving deeper into the Word. We met every day, and I was baptized by her with a cloud of witnesses a week later in a frigid pool on October 19th, 1998. Meeting her has been one of the most life-altering and life-shaping encounters of my life. Our introduction is woven into the fabric of my being, and is why I'm married to the man I am today. It's how I have met the bestest of friends and spiritual mentors too. But she didn't just bring me to the water. She walked with me through the fire. She and I both experienced great pain, shared an individual trauma during our years in the church. These experiences led each of us at different times to leave and even return to the same church, and to also expand our views on God and how His love was greater than any ego of those who use their positions of authority to harm us. We have both risen from the ashes of church hurt and other brutal realities and become a phoenix in our own right. Today, our journeys happily continue to parallel. She is a spiritual pilgrim, and she invites me to join her on her path. She's great with my kids and often shares great opportunities for me to offer incredible enrichment experiences in their life. I recently joined a Toastmasters group with her, as well as a creative writing class. In that writing class, she read what will become her icebreaker speech, which is like a Toastmaster thing. So anyway, I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to off ramp. Stay on target. I was impressed. Knowing her backstory of abuse experienced in a toxic home, years of her being bullied in school, and a marriage steeped in domestic violence, what I heard from her sparked the image of the phoenix rising from the ashes. Little did I know, she posted something earlier on Facebook that literally said just that, and I can't wait to read it to you. Without further ado, here's what she wrote. To empower those who feel powerless, to name what tries to be hidden, to provoke action and release from slumber, to inspire change, an awakening, and freedom. They walk among us, psychopaths, sociopaths, the shadowed soulless, wearing masks of respectability, mothers, sons, preachers, presidents, even CEOs with stars in their eyes, but soulless cores. But remember this, you are never alone. A legion of angels guides you, surrounds you, burns within you, awaiting your word, your will, your conscience. They want your fear. Vampires harvesting your life force. Dimming your fire is their desire, to drain your spirit, drop by sacred drop, out of emptiness. They revel in your pain, drink from the well of your heart's desire, and would leave behind a hollow carcass where once a radiant soul reigned. But you are not theirs. You are not hollow. You are not alone. You are the storm they hoped to silence. Fight for your light. Their greatest trick? They want us fighting, competing, distracted by illusions. Who is the best? Who shines brightest? Whose voice deserves to rise? That is the trick. The lie, a sleight of hand to hide the truth. We all carry treasure, gifts they've taught us to bury, truths they've shamed us into silence. But there is something inside you, a whisper that aches to become a scream. This is a lie and I want out. So unearth it, let it out, let it burn. This world, so heavy with shadows, is starving for your light, your fire. I am not the best, but I can be my best, fiercely. I face the fire, letting it sear away all that is not mine, all that is not me, and from the ash I rise, a phoenix born anew. Wow. What she wrote, it reminds me of why I chose this mic and this ministry. She names herself a phoenix, and I saw myself in the ash and the fire and the flight. She once was silenced. No, that's not right. Her whole life she was silenced, but now she speaks. And when she speaks, you feel something sacred shift. She is the kind of woman who reminds you ashes are not the end, they are the beginning. And like me, she's still rising. I'm honored to say that Bridgette, this brave, brilliant, and inspiring woman, will be joining us in an upcoming episode where I'm going to have her read her Toastmasters icebreaker speech. When I heard it, before I even read this Facebook post, I told her, this is Phoenix energy. I don't yet know what we'll talk about, but I know it'll be good. So remember to stay tuned, like, subscribe, follow, all of the things to stay in touch and stay informed. For years, Bridgette bore the cost of her silence, but today there is beauty and purpose found in her reclaiming her voice. And once again, I ask, what if being unapologetically me is exactly what sets someone else free? Until next time, I'm Melinda, your host at Unapologetically Yours.